What's going on, guys? JayeDeBlack here. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about what's going on with Luka, man. Apparently, his ex-fiance, Anamaria, she is demanding $50 million, and she tried to file in Los Angeles court, but that didn't work. So now she's taking the fight to Slovenia. Like, she really thinks that she's going to get $50 million from him. And this is, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I talk about gold diggers. This is why I talk about these lying gold digging heifers who are constantly going after a man's money when the relationship is over. Now, we don't know why this relationship ended. From what I gather is the distance. She lives in Slovenia. He's in the States. I'm not quite sure if he lives in the off season in Slovenia. I'm pretty sure he does, because that's where his children is. That's where she is. She doesn't seem to want to move to the States, which is, it is what it is. But the whole demanding $50 million is just absolutely absurd. And it just tells you how mentally, these women understand they have no talent, they have no skill. Their only skill is having children by famous men. That's the only skill that they have. And she's using that to full effect. And people are going to say, well, he did something to her. Let me tell you something right now. There's no way he did anything to her if she's asking for $50 million. This looks like a situation where maybe he didn't want to be with her. This seems like bitterness. She can't be with him, but she wants his money. And this is what you see a lot with these ex-fiancés and ex-girlfriends and baby mamas of these professional athletes. They don't want to be with the guy, or if they can't be with him, they want his money. And then they'll talk horribly about him to try to expose him, to make him look bad, in order to try to force them to settle. I think Luka's dug in on this. And if she think that going to Slovenia, she's going to have an easier time with his star power, I just don't think it's going to be that easy. I really don't. I think she's trying to force him to the negotiating table so she can get a sizable settlement, even though they were never married. How are you going to settle when you've never been married? I thought child support was for the children, but the child support is for these heifers. Let's get into this. Luka Doncic's ex-fiancée, Anamaria Goltes, says she wanted to settle their issues amicably, but TMZ Sports has learned that she's taken their fight to Slovenia. And as far as she's concerned, the cost of the settlement is $50 million. You talk about the absurdity and the delusion. This is delusional. Sources with direct knowledge tells TMZ Anamaria has filed a new claim in Slovenia and is seeking $40 million for herself. For herself, not the children. And we assume the remaining 10 is for the two daughters. Okay, so she gets $40 million for herself, and then get the $10 million to the kids. Do y'all see how delusional these heifers are? Now I want y'all to understand. Luka started dating her when he was a teenager. She was there with him early in his career, or you could say she was there from the start. But he never married her. They were engaged. How can she ask for this amount of money when they were never married? Luka has said he'd do anything for his kids, so $10 million may be realistic for them, but the $40 million is a whole nother story. We're also told she wants to strip Luka of some of his custody rights. Currently, he has the two kids at least 2 days a week, and she wants to reduce it to one. Y'all see the controlling nature of these heifers? So you want to be a single mother? People, a lot of these women, a lot of you delusional heifers don't understand this. If you limit the custodial rights of the father, if he's getting 2, let's say 3 days to see the children, and you reduce it to 1, you're gonna have to raise those kids on your own. So all the complaining that you're going to do about being a single mother and how it's hard, you bring that on yourself. And I see all you heifers get on the internet and complain about being a single mother. But the one thing you don't say is that you went to that judge and you told that judge that you could raise that child on your own. Y'all never say that. Y'all never say that you told the judge in court you can raise the children on your own, which is why you want primary custody, which is why you want to limit the rights of the father. And then you complain about how tough it is. Well, you brought that on yourself. You can't blame him for that because Luka is not actively trying to lessen his rights. You're trying to take his rights as a father. You know why? Because she probably wants to have some random man that she's dating to become the father of the children. That is the MO of these heifers, is to go date another man and make him the father of the children. That's the delusion right there. As we reported, Anamaria filed docs in Los Angeles this week asking to withdraw her child support petition, saying she wanted to resolve the matter amicably and by mutual agreement. She thought that he was going to just give her whatever she wanted, and he said no. In the best interest of their children, but apparently that will come at a steep price. Luka and Anamaria shared 2-year-old Gabrielle and 7-month-old Olivia, and were together for a decade before ending their engagement earlier this year. Luka previously argued California was the wrong place for the fight because the girls live in Slovenia, and said that he'd already initiated proceedings there addressing custody and support. Frankly, that seems like a solid agreement, and Anamaria may have dismissed the California case because it was a loser. Of course it was a loser. Of course. You're not going to, you have no ties to Los Angeles. How are you going to win that? The Lakers superstar is currently in Slovenia to be close to his daughters after revealing in May he'd skip playing for the national team this summer while pursuing joint custody, and he'll apparently mix family and basketball while he's there. Luka's reportedly hosting the entire Lakers squad for a 4-day mini camp in Slovenia later this month. I despise women who try to limit the rights of the father, and then they complain about how hard they have it as single mothers. But you told the judge to take his rights away. So how can you tell a judge to take the father's rights away, then complain about the fact the father's not helping you? Women do this a lot, especially in America. She's from Europe and she's pulling this crap. But I've never seen women over here try to pull this type of delusional nonsense. You see, the reason why a lot of you women a lot of you single mothers don't deserve a good man in your life is because you have a good father to your children, but you try to ruin that relationship. You try to strip his rights away because you're not with him anymore. He's with another woman and you're bitter about it. So no, you don't deserve a good man in your life. You definitely don't deserve a man in your life that doesn't have any kids. If you disrespect and if you mistreat the father of your children, you don't deserve a man in your life who would be good, father in your life. I think a lot of these women don't understand karma. They don't understand that the type of energy you put out, it could come back on you. I just think that women nowadays don't understand that they are getting their karma for their decisions years earlier. I mean, she's not the only woman who's tried to destroy a man's life because she couldn't be with him no more. Because I believe he's already dating another woman. These delusional demands of $50 million, $40 million for herself and $10 million for the child. I told y'all and I said it before, the only talent women like her have is the fact that they're able to have a child by a famous pro athlete or a celebrity. That's the only talent these women have. They have no other talent to make money. So what their only other talent is to get a baby by a rich NBA player, NFL player, whoever. One of the biggest mistakes I also see with a lot of these guys, because maybe she's upset that the engagement didn't work. The guy plays basketball in the NBA. He's in America half the year. He's not going to be in Slovenia like that, She seems like she doesn't want to move to the States, which it is what it is. But one of the biggest mistakes I see from a lot of these younger athletes, man, they're getting engaged and they're getting married to these women so early in their careers, not understanding that when the ride is over, she's gone. She's only with you because you're an active player. But when your career is over, she's going to leave you. There's a high percentage of divorces after their playing careers But these guys don't care because, you know, you got these guys, they want the family that they never had. You know, they never had a father in their life. So they may want to, you know, build a family with a woman and have children with them. But they still fail, right? Sometimes you have to be able to be patient and focus on building generational wealth instead of getting out here and marrying women who are going to be ungrateful and are not going to respect you and see you only as a lick, see you only as somebody that they can use and manipulate for money. So let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts, like the video and share it. Follow me on all my social media platforms. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, click notification bell, and check out all the other videos on this channel. And I'll see y'all next one.